Hello, I'm Refashionista Sheri, and welcome to the Confessions of a Refashionista podcast. Once again today, I have a guest, so I am, as always, very, very excited, but I'm even more excited because today we have Jill, who is super duper TikTok famous, you guys. She is the creator of Ms.Positivity.Canada. And not only that, she was also on a Battle of the Generations. So we have loads to talk about today. So welcome, Jill.
I'm so
Sheri. Happy to have you.
I'm happy to be here because I like to talk.
Yeah. All right, let's just dive right in with how did you get on Battle of the Generations and how far did you get on Battle of the Generations?
Well, do we have to discuss that part, Sheri?
Well, I won, so I love talking about it.
Well, I didn't, so I didn't. I'm just kidding. I was actually found on TikTok.
Famous.
I am not famous, but we'll talk about that. So, this casting director, and I think that's what she's called on TikTok, is the casting director. And she actually did a TikTok, and it was, these are the 10 people I would like to audition for Battle of the Generations. And it was this TikTok, and it had 10 people in it. And I was one of them. I'm like, holy I think I can swear on here, but holy cow.
Yeah, you can. Go crazy.
So that was cool. So I messaged her and said, yeah, I'm interested. As people who know me know, I'm like a TV freak. And that actually came up on the show. Like Thursday was my day because the TV guide came out. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So she just said, okay, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go to this website, apply, and then I'll be in touch. So I did that. We had to do the video, right?
Yes.
I did all that. I literally got the phone call the day before Christmas.
So did I.
Yeah. And they said, you're on. And I'm like, okay. So, and then it was a lot, right?
It was a lot. Yeah. It was a lot. Yeah. And you were saying before you were actually the first episode to film, but the third episode aired. Right.
Yeah, we were the very first episode.
So you were like the tryout.
Yeah. So it was fast. It was like, so that was December and we filmed, I think it was like February 2nd or 3rd.
Yeah.
And, and we were the first to film, but it was a lot of prep work.
Yes.
Like, I think people were shocked. Wow. Yeah. When I told them, it was a solid 2 weeks at least of sending, and half the stuff they didn't even use.
I'd say like 90%.
Right? I'm like, you want pictures of what?
I know. And then having to get people's signatures for the release forms.
And then you didn't even use them. So I think they had something in mind that they wanted to do. And then I think they switched it up.
Oh, for sure. I think it was going to be more like during our contestant walk. It was going to be more getting to know us.
Pictures
and they scrapped it.
Yeah, I think so. I think so totally. So then I said to my kids and my grandkids, sorry, you're not going to be on it. I know. Sorry about your luck. So
I had filmed a bunch of 3-second before and afters of my refashions and stuff because they were like, oh, we really want a lot of the before and after. So I took the time to film and edit loads of that.
It was crazy. Yes, we want, because I do chalk design pictures. Yeah. Yeah, we want that. And we want that. And the trying out of all of the outfits, right?
Oh my God.
I sent 1 and then I sent 2 and then I sent 3 and they're like, no, go back to 1. And then I sent 1. And then the one they chose, I'm like, I am going to sweat my ass off in this because it was leather. It was leather.
I remember your outfit. Yes. And like a knit top, right?
Yeah. And at the last minute, I said to Danny, who was the producer, I said,
he was mine too. Yeah.
I said, Danny, I can't do this. I'm going to sweat to death. So I, at the last minute, switched to a short sleeve red thing.
Yeah.
Which I had a red turtleneck because Ms. Positivity is known for turtlenecks because, you know, like to hide shit. True story. So at the last minute, I changed that day. And then they were in a panic because I have a tattoo.
Oh my God, I'm covered with tattoos.
And the tats.
They had to be covered, yeah.
Right? So initially, they didn't have to worry about it because I was all covered up.
Right.
So I didn't have to get, again, all the, you know,
consent
forms signed. Yeah. I didn't get a consent form from my tattoo artist, which, by the way, I think is long gone, so I don't know how I would have done that anyway. So there I am last minute. Everybody's out on stage, and they're like dabbing
makeup on it.
Dabbing my and then they're like, don't touch yourself. Well, I know I got it all over me a couple of times, right? And anyway, it was really quite funny. At one point in time,
you were on the one with the wrestler as well.
Yes, I was. And actually, I follow him, and he follows me on Instagram. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. But at one point in time, you know how they would do the breaks? The commercial breaks? Okay. So every goddamn time I was standing there and they would run up to Lily, of course, right?
Of course.
And me. Yeah. And nobody was around the young people. I'm like, wait a second. Why are you always gathered around me? and I looked at them and I said, that's because I guess I am the old person. I need more help. So it was constant because I wore red lipstick. So they were constantly
touching it up,
touching that up. And they did my hair like pin straight.
Yeah. And
they were constantly I'm like, man, I don't get this. I haven't had this much attention since my wedding day. Seriously. So that part was kind of fun.
Yes. They came over to me a couple times and sprayed my hair with like a brown color because it was too shiny.
Oh my God. That's like, hilarious. Oh. And then I had a necklace that moved around a little bit.
And it was probably loud on the mic, right?
Right. So they're like, hey, bring over the snot. I'm like,
what is
snot?
That?
And they're like, yeah, snot. And it's like that gummy stuff you get in gift baskets. You know how they join bottles? It's just like that.
Stick it to your,
Stick it. And I'm like, wow, that's something I learned new today. That's called snot. So it's quite funny, you know.
And then what happens, because I don't know if I've mentioned this, because I won.
I didn't.
Yes. So what happened when they escorted you off?
Right. So literally, you go over to Lily, which I still have a bitter taste in my mouth because I went over and said bye. And, you know, she was lovely. And then said, I'm totally going to follow you on TikTok. She never did.
No, me too. Me either.
No. Rude. Rude. Anyway, and you say goodbye, and then I hugged everybody, and off I go. And literally, there is somebody standing there. So what happened for me is I was literally March, April, May, June, July, 5 months away from having hip surgery, a hip replacement.
Okay.
So what people don't know is I was dying on that stage.
Standing for so many hours, yeah.
Yeah, and in heels, right? And so I literally stepped off and I said, I'm taking my shoes off. The guy was like, oh, okay. Like it was something foreign. So I took my shoes off and literally walked down. They have somebody escort you. You go to your dressing room, you pick up your shit, and they escort you out. Escort you out.
To make sure you're out.
To make sure you're the hell out of the building. And it's like, see you later. So long. Don't need you anymore.
Yeah. And you didn't get anything, right? You got nothing. Just like, hey, you're going to be on TV. That's your prize.
And nothing. And I bitched and chewed about that. I watched the staff walk around with bottles.
With stuff. With
that
the logo.
Of the generations. And I'm like, I didn't so much as get a fucking pencil.
I know. I know.
Nothing. Like a pencil, a water bottle, a thank you, kiss my ass, nothing. Yeah. You're done. You're done.
But I think that's Canadian TV, right?
It's Canadian TV. Now, let's be honest, they paid for our hotel. We did get a per diem food. I didn't get the money that they told me I was going to get. I would say, let's see if the show lasts.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, CTV's got a little bit of work to do as far as that goes.
I think they do. Yeah, but
I don't think we're asking a lot.
No.
A t-shirt and a card saying thanks.
A little tote bag with stuff in it.
Because it was a lot of work.
Yeah.
It was a lot of work to do. So anyway, but it was, like you said, it was an experience. It was fun.
Yeah.
It's not something a lot of people get to experience, is it?
Well, exactly. And I was told there was literally thousands, maybe even tens of thousands of people who did, in fact, audition. And so the fact that, we even got on is pretty impressive.
Okay. So how much money did you win, Sheri?
13,500.
Yes.
Yeah. So enough to pay some back bills, pay rent for a few more months.
And I can't remember. What was your winning question?
Oh
See
my
if
goodness.
I can answer it. Don't tell me the answer though.
Oh, right. I do remember it. I actually was pretty much sailing through quite well. And so when I won, I didn't even realize because I was just given the answers then
going.
And she was like, "Congratulations." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool.
I'll take it."
Yes. What state was McLovin's license from in the movie Superbad?
Oh, I would not have gotten that, Sheri. I would not have
Hawaii.
gotten that.
It was.
Hawaii. Wow.
Yeah.
That would have been, I would have lost.
I still had Gen X and millennial totally. And that was a millennial question that I actually won on. So
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would not have gotten that.
But again, I'm a Gen X, right? I'm a latchkey kid. I grew up watching all the movies, all the TV shows,
God.
all the stuff. So
and I mean, it really is. I really did find with it that it really was just the luck of the draw with the questions that you got. I would say where I really failed badly was the round where you press the button.
The lightning round.
The lightning round?
Yeah.
Please. The questions we had in our lightning round, I'm like, I just found that some of them were definitely geared to certain generations.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
And
sure.
I honestly think that was maybe CTV's idea is I think that they wanted to bring in more of the younger people in their viewership. And so I felt like
try to.
Didn't
I don't
work.
know if they did. Yeah.
No. But the questions were definitely, I was like, come on. There were very few boomer questions.
Yeah, I was pretty lucky.
And even Gen X.
Yeah. I mean, again, like I said, I was super lucky that, I grew up when I grew up, right? It was basically later Gen X and millennial time.
Yeah,
so I had that, before technology and all the technology.
And let's be real, the boomer, it goes from 1946 to 64.
Yeah.
That's a lot of flipping territory to cover.
It is. Yeah. Yeah.
So, after, I studied and stuff. And I thought, what, if you don't know it by now, you're not going to know it. So
exactly.
Exactly. It is what it is. So,
anyway. And because you have no idea, the studying was more just brain exercises, right? Than anything.
Right. Truly. It's not like they give you anything.
No.
Study this or,
exactly.
No topics. Anyway, it was fun.
Exactly. It was.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
That's very exciting. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all gone now, right?
It's all gone now.
It's long gone.
We're like just a blip in the radar. They're like, Battle of the what?
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, nothing came of it, right? Nothing. Zero.
I thought I would end up getting more followers out of it on TikTok.
Well, so did I.
Nothing.
Nothing. My regular subscribers and stuff on my YouTube channel and my blog and everything, they were super impressed.
Yep. Yep. I hear you. But anybody else?
Those were wonderful comments that I got from them, but nothing new. But then I was thinking about it and like, okay, if we weren't actually working online and on social media and everything, would you really take the time to search up someone? Do you know what I mean? You don't. If you're watching a show, you're not going to go, oh, who's Refashionista Sheri? I want to find her. Or, who's Ms.Positivity? You're not going to do it.
And let's be real. They didn't give that information out.
They didn't. So
that was the other kind of piss off. Like, is there a reason you couldn't have put down Jill and TikTok Ms. Positivity or Refashionista Sheri,
I know.
That kind of sucked. You weren't even allowed to say it.
No, she did. I mean, we had a whole big conversation about refashioning that didn't make it in. We had a conversation about the fact I've written 20 books, didn't make it in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like nothing.
Wow.
Yeah. So what did make it in though? And this was, now we can kind of get a little bit if we want to. So what did make it in, which I was kind of disappointed in, was the fact that, oh, you're such a cool mom. Like that was what they went with, Yeah. And it's like, I've been doing what I do longer than I've been a mom.
So were you given an image to follow?
Yeah, but it was mine. And then they changed it.
That's funny. So my image right from the get-go, after they talked to me for a while, they're like, okay, we're going with the glamour.
Okay. Yeah.
We're going with the glamour thing. Go with the red lipstick. We're doing cool glamour. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. For me, it was 100% what I am. Like a quirky, funny, refashioner chickie.
And yet they changed their mind.
And then when it came to the final edit, I was the cool mom.
The cool mom. Wow.
Yeah. And it's like, and when you see what I'm wearing, which is a vintage dress that I had actually remade and refashioned, and that tiny snippet of that did make it in, where I explained why I'm wearing this like glamazon dress. Right?
Yeah.
But again, just like you were saying earlier, that was about, I think, the 10th or 11th outfit that they had me send.
Oh.
And every single, well, I make my clothes, right?
Like
so
all out of pocket though. Like all out of pocket. That's the other thing. People are like, oh, I don't know how many friends I had. How much money did you make? What did you, I said, seriously, I spent more money to get on than right? Because I probably bought, I would say 3 outfits.
Oh my goodness. See, we should have known each other before, because I have extensive closets full.
Man, and the thing is, I worked in ladies retail, so I had lots of clothes. Not what they wanted.
Yeah.
Right? Now they go, no, that's not what we're thinking. Oh, those are the wrong shoes. No, don't wear that. I was like, okay. Like,
and did we see your shoes? Maybe in that very, very first, like where they panned up.
I'm not even sure. I probably could have been wearing bare feet.
Exactly.
Seriously.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, anyway, it was an experience. And I have to say, the people working on that show were absolutely lovely.
Yes. 100%.
Right.
I mean,
down
you said like Danny? Did you have Danny and Monique?
I loved it. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And I love them, but never heard a damn word from them now. But
no.
It's funny because
I've tried.
Because they are literally part of your life for that month.
Yeah.
They are your lifeline.
Almost hours, almost daily. Yeah.
Yes. And so they're good at their job though.
Very.
Because we fall for that, don't we?
Yeah.
They're like, oh my God, they love me.
I know.
Right?
I know.
It's just me.
We're going to be best friends.
We're going to be best friends. Exactly. But they were, I mean, the makeup people, the behind the scenes, the mic, there was no attitude. They
not
were
at all. No, not
lovely.
at all. Yeah.
They were lovely. If I have any complaint, it's just strictly that it's kind of like, here's your hat, what's your hurry, get out.
Exactly.
We're done with you. I think that they could maybe spend a little bit more on a parting gift and a little bit less money on Lily's wardrobe.
Yeah. Yeah, or just have me make her wardrobe. That would,
Totally.
that would be a good idea.
Right? But yeah, I cannot complain. They were absolutely stupendous. Yeah.
Yeah.
And who would
And
ever thought we'd have gotten a dressing room, Sheri?
I know, yeah. That was
Right?
pretty cool.
If I had known, I'd have stolen more snacks. If I'd known I wasn't getting more shit, I would have taken all the
Take
snacks.
the whole basket. Yes.
Right in my purse.
I know. For real. Yeah. I look at it as I got a lot of content out of out of it. Right?
Yeah.
Like I have my behind the scenes videos, my reaction video on my channel. I mean, that, by the way, CTV demonetized my reaction video because it's copyrighted content, even though it falls under CTV, it falls under commentary. And it was me. I was on the show and I only used my portions of the show.
Because have you, like, I died when I saw the contract. And
Yes.
you can't talk about this and you can't talk about that. And I'd be like,
In
oh my God.
perpetuity in the whole universe.
Right?
Literally universe.
Right? I am going to get sued.
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Anyways, it was an experience, like I say, few people get. So, I mean,
True.
hey, I was kind of hoping I might get an advertisement out of it. I mean,
Yeah.
a little something, somewhere.
I don't know. It's Canada. So
It's Canada. What
I don't
can
know.
we say? It's like, I think they should take note from Wheel of Fortune or something. Like $500 I'd have been happy with. Just saying. I'm a cheap payoff.
Right?
You know? $500 I didn't have before, but
Exactly.
anyway.
Okay. Let's get off of, we're sounding like
We're
old ladies now
Shame.
complaining. In my day, we got
Yes,
money in a tote bag.
Totally. At least a pen.
Exactly.
Jeez.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
well.
Let's take a breath. Okay. Let's
Ready.
talk about your amazing TikTok journey. Because, I mean, I'm not lying. I'm not making up stories here. You have quite a large following. I mean, it's not in the millions, but
No.
come on.
You're very sweet. You're very sweet. It's a struggle. I think today I will probably hit 39.3. So my goal at this point, I wanted to hit 40 before my birthday, but that wasn't going to happen.
So how did it all begin?
So I guess, like everybody else, it was COVID. I didn't even know what TikTok was. So COVID hit. I had no idea what TikTok was. And then my oldest daughter said to me, Mom, you should try TikTok because it's right up your alley. So some of my followers know this, but I was a long-term care activity director.
Okay.
For years, life enrichment coordinator, what have you. So that is literally an acting job.
Right.
Truly.
Of course it is. Yeah.
Because I would go in every day and be hi, how are you? Are you having a good day? That was my job. Right. And I entertained my residents. Right. So it seemed almost like a natural progression. So when Caitlin said to me, Mom, I think you should try TikTok. I think you'd have fun with it. I had done, I think it was called Vines.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Before a girlfriend of mine kind of got me hooked into that. Because I think one of the first Vines I ever did, I put on some reindeer ears and wrapped a towel around myself. And I just had my face from here to here. And I did the Titanic thing, which was, Jack, I'd like you to paint me or draw me.
So
just
you
like
looked,
this.
You looked nude.
Just like this, just as I am. And what I did then is I panned up to the reindeer ears. So that was my very first kind of foray into it. And I don't know, I just thought, okay, I'll give it a shot. And I just kind of went from there and I started to duet people and I just had fun with it, you know. And in a couple of months, I was like, oh my God, I have 45 followers. I was so excited, right? I'd wake up and I might have 2 comments a day. Whereas now I wake up in the morning and I have that 99 plus.
Yes. Right.
And so, you know, and I will say this, for 4 years, I have answered every single comment on my page.
Yeah.
Every single comment. And I think I'm one of those creators that it really annoys me with people who have, hundreds of thousands of followers and they never answer anyone, nor do they follow anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Or even hit that like the comment button. Just
it's all a matter of just being kind and being nice and having fun. And I think that's really been lost in the TikTok world, because over the 4 years, it's progressed into how can I make money off of it?
Exactly. Yeah.
And that kind of hurts. So I'm definitely also a creator. I fight against anti-bullying.
Yes.
I am a proponent of being kind and supporting other women.
This is why I was following you before Battle of the Generations. I recognized you.
Oh, thank you.
when I watch a commercial, know. So
look, I don't walk around every day going,
yeah, of course not. Yes, yeah.
I have fucking horrible days, and yesterday was one of them. But my goal isn't. I kind of use it for therapy a little bit.
Yeah, but look, the wonderful thing too is that you are real about it. Fine, you have 24, 25 TikToks in a row that are fun and dancey and blah. But then there's one that's going to come that's going to be so freaking real that it's just like,
Yeah, because you know what? As creators, we all go through shit in our lives. And I've had a fucking horrible year. Sorry, I am swearing on your podcast again.
Go crazy,
man. It has been a tough year, A lot of things have happened. And so trying to stay positive in it, the TikToks help me just as much as they help other people, I guess, and I think sometimes, look, I had a conversation with a friend of mine last night, and she has skyrocketed. She's literally been on for 2 years and is now at almost 85K.
Wow.
I have been toiling away for 4 years, and I'm not even at 40. And it hurts your pride. It hurts your pride, because I'm working as hard as I can, wanting to support everybody. But then sometimes I have to refocus because I get the kindest messages from people who say to me, "You make my day."
Yeah.
I look for you every day because you've gotten me through some tough times. And I'm literally almost crying now talking about it, because that has gotten me through some tough times. So I really have to try to refocus. And I said to my girlfriend, I said, I'm not, I'm excited for you, but I'm not excited for me, because to me, I'm very competitive. Don't care what you say. It's about numbers. And as much as I try to say to people, it's not about numbers, it is, because you want your stuff to be seen. Yeah. I want my stuff to be seen. If I have 100K, more people are going to see what the message I'm trying to put out. If I have 40K, not as many people, but then that's when I have to refocus and say, but you have more than 2,000. So you're reaching a lot of people.
Yeah, well, I have just over 4,000 on TikTok, which is, nothing compared to you. So how you were thinking about your friend is kind of how I see, you.
That's so funny, right? And we forget that, I think, right? Yeah. We forget that.
My whole ethos in life is simply, I want to help people to upcycle and refashion what they already have. I'm not a professional seamstress. I inherited a machine when I was 38 and taught myself how to use it. And so I know if I can do it, anyone can.
No, I can't, Sheri.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And again, I have over 1,600 tutorials on my blog and channel,
crazy.
That not all of them are sewing. There's loads of no-sew stuff there. There's stuff for home decor. There's stuff for everything. And that's all I want to do is get more people doing this.
Yeah.
That's
but you know what? I'm going to say this. I think that TikTok is maybe not the way to go anymore. I think you're on the right track with YouTube.
Well, I've had YouTube since like forever.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
TikTok was the new,
right. And you're going to do way better on there than.
Oh, I already
that.
do. Like, yeah.
And for me, YouTube is not really my thing because, let's be honest, I don't have, I'm going to say, original content. I don't get on every day and talk about things or talk about something I have a talent for.
Yeah.
I'm just all about the original TikTok, the lip syncing.
Yeah.
Go on out there, have a good time and make people laugh.
Yes, exactly.
So YouTube's not really for me. So
yeah. I mean, even though they've tried with their shorts.
Yeah.
But it's just not. It's
and
just
the same
not.
with Instagram. Instagram do not like me.
Hey, I got kicked off of Instagram.
Oh, you did?
Yes. For 7 years, I was having success on Instagram. And then I put a reel of my Pride refashions. Like nothing. Yes. Just me, dancing in the Pride makes. And apparently I got reported for offensive content so many times. I have a whole video on my channel because I went through the whole system. I talked to somebody live. Trying to get
disgusting.
And then I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm going to TikTok now.
That's disgusting. And anybody, that's the other thing, with TikTok, like that's a big thing for me too, is acceptance. And
yes, exactly.
I hate the word tolerance. I hate that word.
Yeah.
It makes it sound like, well, we're just tolerating, So, I am a huge proponent on, supporting the different, I don't care whether it's a disability, a gender, or anything but religion. I'm not gonna support that.
No.
So,
you're talking, preaching to the choir of atheism over here.
Well, it's very funny. And I've had lengthy conversations about that too, because I grew up in a church, I would say only over the past 3 or 4 years when I went through my separation, did I change, and I would say in the last 10 years, maybe even 15, I really opened up my eyes to the church and what it stands for and what it does not stand for. And I have a total different feeling for all of it now,
Yeah, good.
So,
good to hear.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
I'm a big universe girl. Manifest. Do good for others, Yeah.
Okay, so as we're talking about that, it's come in my head. How do you deal with trolls, right? You know how I put on my characters and I respond to them and have all of my stuff over on my channel.
Love that.
And yes, and I use it as like an educational platform to
educational and entertaining.
Yeah, of course. People will watch that and see, my guy character, he's teaching a good lesson here. Yeah. But what do you do? Because I know from your TikTok, you have received, just as much of the heinous hatred as I do.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. I'm of a couple different thinkings. A lot of the times I'm like, it's just not worth it. Yeah. It's not worth it. I have had go rounds. And some of them are so stupid. I did a video. This was only about a month ago. I can't even remember what the song was or what it was, but I literally used a filter.
Right.
And if you watched long enough, you'll see I take the filter off. And my message was that filters are fun and they're enjoyable, but this is reality. Yes. Anyway, I got a message from this girl going, "Who are you kidding? You're totally using a filter." I'm like, and one of my followers, because here's the thing, I do have a lot of followers that they're very fierce and loyal. And though my one got on there and said, "Did you watch the whole video?" It's like, thank you. and I messaged her back and I said, "If you watch the video, you'll see the full message." And then she messaged me back and said, "Oh, right." I said, "Yeah." And so those keyboard warriors piss me off. And I think that's the thing about this, I'm going to say it, this generation, is that they think that they can get on any social media and say whatever the hell they want with no repercussions. So my first thought is to just right?
Yeah.
Go at them. But some of it is just ignorance, and I can't be bothered. I have been known to make videos.
In response video. Yeah.
Yeah. Telling people to be kind and think before you speak and, that kind of stuff. So I try to answer the trolls kind of in jest through music, through a song.
Right. Yeah.
And I will answer it that way. Like everybody knows that I like a story, and I don't think that's the other thing. I don't think people realize how long it takes to create those stories.
Oh, to create anything, yeah.
I don't think
this was 30 seconds to watch, so it took 30 seconds to make.
Right? So it irritates me when somebody says, well, it doesn't matter how many followers you have. You know what? It does, because I just spent 3.5 hours on that video.
Yeah, exactly.
The recording part's easy.
Yeah.
It's all the editing and stuff, right? So,
yes.
I don't know. Is there an answer for trolls? I don't think there'll ever be an answer for trolls, but just because I'm an old broad doesn't mean I'm going to take it.
Yeah. But going back to, you were saying this newer generation, my darling, in my experience, the worst trolls I get are the older generation.
That's very interesting.
Yes.
So on mine, it's the opposite.
Yes. I get a lot of men who are preaching at literally leaving Bible verses and stuff, which is the stupidest thing ever. And again, I think, what am I doing? I'm showing.
You're so lucky.
I'm showing how to make, a pair of pants into a shirt. What is wrong with this?
Now, here's the other thing. Do you block? Like, I literally block.
Oh, for sure. Like,
done.
Yeah.
I don't like your comment, block. And for a long time, that's what my profile said. You're not nice, I'll block you. And I do. I just don't need it. Get off my page.
Yeah.
You know?
The older women who leave me nasty comments are usually commenting that, for my age.
I like that one.
Ripe old age at 50.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing, which doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, you know what? I see this as, and I usually have Esther, she's my older lady character, and she's, I would say, about 82 years old is Esther. And she murdered her husband, which everybody knows she did that.
So be very careful.
Yes. But she, will usually answer and explain where the history of the particular fashion that they are angry about, and saying basically that what really gets to me is like, you don't have to make it. You don't have to wear it.
Yeah.
You don't have to watch it. Like,
I think that's very interesting on the different demographics and what they pick and choose to hate.
Yeah.
So mine, I will 100%. Mine are millennials.
Yeah.
And I've been told to get off of TikTok. I'm too old to be here. I should go and bake cookies. I get called grandma all the time. And I'm like, yeah, I'm proud of it.
You are a grandma.
I am a grandma. So like for a long time, I stopped going live because it was just ridiculous. And then I got smart and I started to use moderators and stuff. But I don't really feel like there's a real benefit to going live. I mean, if that's a way you want to get followers, because I know there are people who will get on and they'll be on for like 6, 7, 8 hours. That I know. And that's how they get followers. But
what life is that?
I mean, I've gone on before with friends and just to chit chat and whatever. Like if I go on, I'll go on for an hour. But I get a lot of young kids hating, and I do get a lot of Gen X criticizing me, because it's like, go home, boomer, right? And it's the funny thing is I'm in between, because that boomer goes to 64. I was born in 60. So I kind of identify with Gen X, right?
Yeah.
I lived in the 70s. That was my thing. So I just learned the other day I'm of the Jones generation, which is not really a generation, as we well know. But it's very interesting. And I thought, that's kind of where I fit in, I think, but just because of my age on TikTok, I've always identified as a boomer.
Yeah.
So, but I identify a lot with Gen X, but I get a lot of, I get a lot of Gen X, hate.
Yeah. I just think hateful people are hateful people, right?
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, every single generation has them. And like the boomers bred hateful boomers, bred hateful Gen Xers who bred hateful
Right?
millennials.
Totally.
And it's like this never ending cycle. Like
it's horrible. It is absolutely horrible. So, like I say, because when people come at me for being a boomer, I say to them, here's the difference. I will say this. I am not a Bible-toting, racist, bigoted Karen. Right. Yeah. I am not.
Basically, how you deal with trolls is to kind of pick and choose what you're going to respond to. Yeah. Blocking is always the best, the best feature that you can do. Okay. That's going to sum up that topic.
Yeah. And I would be lying if I said that they have no effect on me, because I think they have an effect on everybody. And I think that's their plan. But it's like anything else that goes on in your life. You can have a really, really good day, work in customer service, and have 45 people who come in who are fabulous. And then that one person. Yeah. Yeah. And it's the same on TikTok too. So, you got to figure out a way to let it go.
Yeah. So exactly. Yeah. So because we are both women of a certain age.
Yes. Some of us younger than others.
But I mean, we both experienced even younger than we are now, ageism.
Yes.
And this was something that I was genuinely shocked about when I came back to Canada. Like I still, after I've been back here for a few years now, and I still experience reverse culture shock all the time.
Oh, interesting.
And ageism was a huge one. I was really, really shocked at how I can't even describe it. It's just the weirdest feeling to, on the one hand, I'm still catcalled, gross, and get, gross comments from men online and everything, but can't get a normal job to save my life because I'm too old. I have too much experience. It's like, are you kidding me? Why? And the most, actually it's not recent, but I got yet another, email, saying I'm too old, to be on TV. Audiences won't respond well to me here. And it's like, if you saw my back end audience is the supreme demographic everyone wants, it's like 24 to 35 is my demographic. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I mean, it's a different world, isn't it? I mean, it's a world where youth is everything and old age is feared and disrespected. And along with our wisdom, I will say this, that I certainly have found, especially now that I have gone gray, and I've been gray for, I don't know, I can't even remember how many years now. I went gray before COVID, but I let the length go after. And so it's more noticeable now, right? I will say I have become more invisible since I went from being blonde to gray. And
yet you're gorgeous.
You're sweet.
It's true. It's true. And your hair absolutely suits everything about you. Do you know what I mean? Like the color, the style, everything. And then again, you just think, so why is it perfectly acceptable for, say, a 24-year-old to go to Shoppers Drug Mart? For those not in Canada, that's like a drugstore. And kind of.
No, what's the other one? I can't think of it anyway. One that I love.
And to go get whatever L'Oreal preference color in gray and do their hair gray, but they're 24, so it's cool.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I get lovely comments again about my hair being lovely, and you're not wrong. I mean, I get disgusting messages from men, some from women. And what makes that okay?
Yeah.
I'm not going to your page as a woman because you're a man going, hey baby, want to be my sugar daddy?
Oh God, yes. Yes,
Right?
you. Yes. Oh,
'Cause how many of them?
Yes.
I
Do
was
you
like-
want? I'm looking for a sugar baby.
And I'm
Gross.
like, babe,
I'm
babe.
50.
If I had a sugar daddy at my age, he'd be in the grave. So give your head a shake, you know.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Seriously.
Lord. And by the
Gross.
way, no,
Yeah.
I don't have any money.
Yeah.
So,
True.
you know, I honestly, I wake up to them every single morning and I don't even read them. I just go delete. But, I think respect, it's funny because I talked to my 90-year-old dad the other day and we were talking about that. I do think that there is a great lack of respect for the elderly in today's society. I think it's changed. I think, you know, when we were younger,
Yeah.
that respect was expected. And I actually had somebody say to me one day, well, now it's earned. And I'm like, wow. So you think of all the time that you've put on this earth, you know, as a senior, and it's not respected. Your wisdom's not respected. Your things that you've learned and you want to share with people are like,
But I think it 100% it depends, because I do believe you have to earn respect. I mean,
overall. Overall.
There's, you know, I just don't think because you're older than me, I should respect you, especially if you're getting pissy with the McDonald's cashier because your coffee's not hot enough. You know, that's insane. And again, I think coming from Gen X, where I had every responsibility that an adult woman has coming home from school. You know, I had lists of chores and had to take care of younger siblings and just everything in and amongst all the crappy abuse. I really have a hard time respecting my elders now that I am an elder. If they don't show me that they deserve my respect. Like if they're not respecting me, I'm not going to respect them.
No, totally. And I think more than anything though, although I still think that that's lacking, I think in society as a whole, respect is lacking.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that's true.
There is no respect for anybody anymore. Whether it's older, younger, smarter, not smart, disability, gender, whatever. Yeah. There is a total lack of respect. And you know what? I don't really care if you agree with me. You don't have to agree with me. Yeah. But I'm respecting what you have to say. Please respect what I have to say. Yeah. You know,
to a limit though, to a limit. When people are spouting religious garbage.
To a limit. But I just think it's a respect. If, you know, I'm going to respect you and let you speak your piece and vice versa. But no, you're totally right. When somebody then is like, I'm out of here. Yeah, I'm out of here.
Yeah. I think a lot of it has to do with, you know, I mean, you grew up with no technology. I grew up None. Half my childhood, nothing. And then suddenly the other half full of technology. Yeah. And nowadays though, the younger generations, they only know technology. Totally. You know? Yeah. So for them, leaving a comment, putting a like, following, whipping out their phones for anything. This is just their life. You know, that's
social media is everything.
It is.
And of course, for myself, where we didn't have anything, we never had a social media presence. I mean, we went out to play.
Yeah. You know? So did we. Yeah.
Right. There weren't video games and there wasn't all, you know, Facebook and Messenger and all this stuff. So it is really different. And, you know, at the same time, it's also fascinating to watch when you've gone from absolutely 0 to 100. Yes. And you're right. I'm just kind of in between, my God, I was in my 20s when my husband went out and bought a microwave and I was like, I'm never going to use that. Right? And now it's man, I got the air fryer. I got the creamy. I got the microwave. Yes. I got them all. Yes. And anything that's convenient. I want it.
And now you can hook all that up to your phone.
I bought a scale the other day. I was like, I need a scale because I've gained a few weight since my hip replacement. I'm like, I'm getting a scale. I got it home and it was like, you too can set this up to your Bluetooth. I'm like, oh my God.
Why?
Why? I don't want people knowing what I weigh.
Exactly.
It's so funny. It's really funny. You know, we got to adapt, unfortunately, right?
Yeah, but look, you've totally embraced it. And
well,
it's, you know,
sometimes.
And it's not only, as you said, it doesn't only help other people, it also helps you as well.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
So in some ways it can be an excellent thing, but I do wish, you know, and this is coming, my daughter's a preteen, so,
yeah.
you know, she's right in there.
Yeah.
But she does not have social media. That is not, because I use it for my job. I know the horrors. Yeah. And, I'm not going to have her subjected to any of that. No. And I've even had people on my channel, you know, say, oh, we'd love to see your daughter. No, you're not. No. When she's, you know, 25, she can
then
decide.
You can see my daughter when it's her choice.
Yes. But she herself, because she has seen some of the not nice comments and she sees, you know, all the work that goes on, you know, to make one video, it takes me 4 or 5 days to do one tutorial. And, you know, she's like, I don't ever want to, I don't want to do that.
I'm not doing that, Mom.
It's like, that's not, it looks fun, but it's not fun.
But it's not. No, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
For sure.
So how shall we end this? We've been talking for a long time.
I know, but it's been so fun.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Maybe we can be friends now.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
I don't have any friends here. So.
Oh, that's not right.
I know, it's sad. I'm Canadian and in my own country don't have any friends.
For a friend, I'm here, trust me.
all of my friends are old broads. I only have one friend who's my age.
There you go. That was like me.
Yeah. None of them are in this country.
As a younger person, my friends were always older, so should have known I'd end up working in long-term care. Jeez.
But I think, again, that has to do with the Gen X and having all this responsibility thrown on me as, you know, a youngster.
Totally. Yeah.
So I can't relate well. I totally can't understand people who don't have a very clean house and are very organized. You know, like, I can't. That's you.
That's me. The only thing I'm lacking is a partner who can cook. I'm like, that is the only thing I want. I'm always saying to my daughter, next time I'm getting somebody who can cook.
As you should.
I don't care about anything else. I just want somebody to cook for me. Oh, God. So funny.
So, final thoughts. What words of wisdom do you want to leave with the audience?
Oh, my gosh. I wish I had words of wisdom. I mean, you know, I guess I would just say to people, like I always say, you know, on my TikToks, just be kind. Just be kind. And it's not, you know, I have a lot of people who will say to me, oh, and it's not about being positive. I think it's about just having a positive mindset. You don't have to walk around like a smiling lunatic all the time. You just have to see the positives in things. Yeah. So, like I would always say on my TikToks, be positive. Join Jill.
Yes. Very good. Very good. And follow Jill. All the links will be down below, of course.
Oh, you're kind. Thank you so much. It's been a blast, Sheri. So
yes, and you know what? We're for sure gonna hang out, I think.
Totally.
I think so. Whenever you know come into Toronto, we'll go and do something cool. Or you can just come to my house and I'll make you some cool stuff.
Will you cook for me?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Make some nice German or Japanese or Greek, whatever.
Oh my God, I'll take it all.
This is Confessions of a Refashionista.